Nice World Videos. We're on Almeridi today, which is where our lawyer is, the notary office. Today we're going to be talking about all the taxes in Spain. Wealth tax, inheritance tax, all kind of taxes you're going to pay. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more videos up there. Of course, buying a property in Spain and visas, which Alfred can help you with all them. But today we're going to be talking about the taxes with a top lawyer in Spain. We're in the lawyer's office today with Alfred Mention, and we're going to talk about taxes in Spain and how important it is to make sure you understand taxes, wills, and if you've got property in Spain or live in Spain, it's very important you take notice of this video today, because there's many lawyers in Spain that are not proper lawyers, and you might get cheap wills and cheap people to do the work, and you might have to pay double. Alfred speaks English, so you won't even have to pay for a translator, can sort everything out. So we're going to start off with Alfred going to explain to you important things about the taxes in Spain.
Well, the taxes are different, okay, if you are fiscal resident or non-fiscal resident, okay. The normal average number is 24% for non-fiscal resident. What does this mean? If you have a property in Spain, you must do the tax return as non-fiscal resident. Many owners don't do it, and then when they sell the property or something happens to them and they have to give these assets as inheritance, you know, then they have problems with the tax office. We take care of our clients every year. We do the tax return to the non-fiscal residents and
this is this is what everyone's got to do if you're living in Spain, whether you got property or not. You have to declare your income every year, tax, and it's got a name, isn't it? Special name, the name of this special non-resident tax.
Well, its client is different, but like the normal model, you know, is the more value is the property, the more you pay.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, okay, but then it's not the same as well, because if they are working with a lucrative visa, we talked in another video about the lucrative
with the video of the visas,
which we take care of. All right, also in my office, we have to apply different taxes. Okay? So each client is different.
Gotcha.
But it is very important that someone who owns a property in Spain makes the tax return once a year, either as a non-fiscal resident or fiscal resident.
Because some people, obviously being in another country, and they might not have heard about this before, they've just got holiday home. So if someone hasn't paid for 2 or 3 years, is that
well, they can have a letter. They can receive a letter from the tax office.
Yeah, but can they get in now? Can they still do it now before they get the letter?
Yes.
You can sort that out now.
In fact, we had some clients in the office who changed from, let's say, fake lawyers. Yeah. Okay, they said they were lawyers and they were not. Yeah. And they knew they were not lawyers, so they wanted to be in a qualified lawyer office, you know. We take care of them, and when we saw the documents, they haven't done like for 4 years the tax return. So we did it, but obviously there's a penalty. Of course. Okay, sometimes we saw people who sold the property, they come to my office, you know, for us to take care of the the legal documents to sell the property, and we've seen that the tax return is not done. Since they bought the property, so the penalty was
gonna be fine.
It's better when you have a property in Spain once a year.
You got to declare it, and if you haven't declared it, of course, you can see the links down below, and Alfred can sort that out for you and make sure you get up to date with your non-resident tax
or resident tax.
And of course, resident or non-resident, both taxes have to be done every year.
In fact, when we change clients from non-resident to resident, we can change them to fiscal resident.
Gotcha.
And the good thing is that they don't have to pay in 2 countries. You have to pay one. So if you pay in Spain, then you have to pay in the UK or Canada or whatever country they come from, you know.
And resident tax is 19%.
If your resident tax is 19%, if not 24%.
24%, yeah, and that's on everything, yeah, like rental properties, everything.
No, that's different.
That's
because
different.
for rental properties, you pay the taxes in Spain.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, it's
yeah.
like VAT.
Yeah.
That's different. But I'm talking about like profit.
Yeah.
When you sell a property and you are a non-fiscal resident,
Yeah.
you pay 24% on the profit.
On the profit, yeah, not on the total what you're selling.
Exactly.
Just the profit. And
Exactly.
can you minus expenses on that?
Exactly. Let's say that you bought a property 5 years ago and you paid 200,000 euros.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you sell it for 250.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay 20 if you're non-fiscal resident.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to pay on profit on 24% on 50,000 euros. Why? Because you have to add 200,000 euros plus the lawyer fees with invoices always.
Yeah, of course.
Notary fees, land registry, etc. So then the cost when you bought the property is not 200,000, it's 210.
Yeah, you get all the receipts you bought on the
Exactly.
property.
So the profit is 40,000 euros. You pay 24% on this profit. It's important.
So that is the non-resident and the resident tax. And if you haven't, I suggest you better get your tax sorted out because if you come to sell it, you're going to pay a hefty fine. And they're not small fines in Spain, are they?
Exactly. Then the penalties are high.
Yeah, and I know they can find anything up to 60,000 as well. I've seen it on tourist rentals, people that haven't got it, and they know you've got the money because you've got the property.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And if not, they can look for you in the UK.
Wow.
With your assets in the UK or in France or in Belgium or...
They come looking. Wow.
Well, they want the money.
Yeah.
They want to get paid. So...
So that is the normal taxes in Spain. Of course, the other thing we're going to talk about, which is really important, is inheritance tax and wills.
Well, the inheritance is something that people don't understand as well. It's like the tax return every year.
Yeah.
Because we always recommend to sign wills, the last wills, in Spain if you have assets, if you own assets in Spain. Why? Because let's say a couple, all right, they own a property 50%, 50%, and one of them passes away, all right, he or she dies. Then they have to transfer the ownership from one to the other one or to the children.
Yeah.
It depends. But not only the property, the bank accounts, cars, if they have bonds, if they have investments in Spain or whatever, everything is transferred to whoever is in the inheritance will. If you don't have a will signed in Spain, then we need to get in touch with, let's say in the UK, to get the probate translations.
This is all time and money. Yeah.
I'm talking about, well, sometimes I have to take a flight, go to the UK and get all the documents.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
So it's easier. I mean, I've seen payments of like 10,000 euros to prepare the documents for the inheritance when someone passes away. If you sign the wills in Spain with 300 euros per person, it's an average, sometimes 250, depends, it's done. Because when someone passes away, then I can act on behalf of, with the power of attorney, I can act on behalf of the inheritors, and then you don't have to get the probate, nothing.
So what you're saying is anybody that's got a property, whether they're living in Spain or not, if you've got a property in Spain,
sign the will.
You need to get a will done, and you could charge anything from 250, 300 euros.
And also if they hire, exactly, but also they save money because if you hire Manchon Abogados law firm, I mean Alfred Manchon, myself, they don't have to bring a translator.
No, because you speak English.
Exactly. So I sign on.
And you said there is loads of companies out there that do cheap wills.
Woof.
And
75 euros.
75, 100 euros.
But they're not lawyers.
Then there's just a bit of paper. Yeah.
Listen, I've seen wills and inheritance after someone passed away. I've seen wills. They paid 50 euros, 100 euros, 75 euros, and they were not prepared by lawyers. And the cost was too much. So if you sign a will, please be with a lawyer, a qualified lawyer, not I'm a solicitor, I'm a lawyer, and you are not. So, it's important, eh?
Yeah, well,
it's important.
If you think for €250, it's going to save you a lot of headache, because once one of your partners dies or something happens, you can't touch that money in the bank. People don't realise.
You cannot sell the property.
You can't sell the property, you can't touch the money, you can't touch the car, you can't touch anything.
Exactly.
It's all locked up. So if you've got a place in Spain, you need to sort of, where you're living in Spain, you've got to do it, especially if you've got
some
money in the
people,
bank.
we have clients, I'm sorry to interrupt you, we have clients in my office who are renting properties.
Yeah.
And they don't own a property, but they rent it. But they have money in their bank accounts, they have a car bought in Spain in their names, so we do the same.
Yeah, you have to do the will, because if the same thing happens, they're going to...
But as I said, we take care of everything from the beginning until the end. So the client is legally covered and protected. And obviously, if we can save taxes when they pass away,
yeah,
better. But always with a will in Spain, signed in Spain. We always recommend to have, let's say UK, one will in Spain for the assets owned in Spain and another will in the UK.
Yeah,
all
or
right,
whatever country you're in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was just an example for the UK, because some people ask, no, I have my will in the UK covers Spain.
Yeah.
Be careful with this.
Yeah, because each will doesn't work together. I knew that when I come here, I went to a lawyer and made sure I paid the proper money and got a will, because we was story about a lady here, her husband passed away and she couldn't touch the bank for 6 months.
Of course, until they
so she couldn't have no money.
Until they sort out the inheritance deal.
Yeah, and luckily enough, it was only 6 months. Like you say, sometimes it could take a few years.
So, money, a lot.
Yeah.
With this, we take care of everything.
So.
Currencies Direct is predominantly a foreign exchange company, and we have been in existence for the last 30 years, 22 locations around Spain, and we offer our services completely free of charge. Offer a multiple number of services, so if you're transferring small amounts, pension payments, small income that you receive in the UK that you'd like to send over, then you can use our app or our website or one of our team members here in our offices over in Spain. For large transactions, for property purchase, property sale, maybe inheritances, purchasing a car, etc., you will have your own personal designated dealer that will look after you every step of the way. Now, as well as this, we also offer a debit card. This is a multi-currency debit card, so anywhere that exists and uses a MasterCard, then you can use your card with ourselves. This is a multitude of currencies, so if you're going to America, if you're going to Europe, if you're going to Australia, then you can use your card around the world, and again, this is completely fee-free. So there are no overseas transaction charges, there are no additional debit charges whatsoever, and you can even use it to take money from the hole in the wall if you wish to do so. The card that you receive, as you can see, it's MasterCard, and it just looks like any other debit card that you would get from your bank. There are 3 ways that you may receive your money. So the buyer will hand a banker's draft over at the notary on completion, and you need to deposit that banker's draft into an account. If you go to your Spanish bank, they are going to charge you. But here at Currencies Direct, this little gadget, that means that we can deposit your draft directly into your Currencies Direct account.
As well, let's say that because it happened to us, both the couple passed away at the same time, and then the assets went to the children.
Yeah.
And the children sometimes they are overage, sometimes underage. But we take care of when they come to Spain, they say power of attorney. We get their NIEs, we register in the tax office as non-residents. We take care of everything. Why? Because then the inheritance will go on equal shares,
divided up,
to the children.
Yeah.
All right, it's important as well.
So there you go. If you you need to get your will sorted out. That is a must. And of course, your non-resident tax. And I've got the links below anyway. Alfred can sort all that out for you. So thanks, Alfred, to Dave. And if you want to know anything about visas in Spain or property tax, you can check out the other videos just up there, and anything you need help with, properties, NIEs, power attorneys, you just send an email below and we can sort all that out, Alfred or me. And yeah, thanks today for Alfred.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back again with some more updates, some more things you need to know about moving to Spain.